Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that will touch your heart and make you believe in fate, destiny, and the unexpected twists life can take. It's about a poor waitress, a billionaire, and a locket that changed everything in a moment so powerful. You'll feel it deep down in your soul. So, it all started on a rainy Thursday evening. The cafe was small, cozy, and dimly lit, with the soft hum of conversations blending with the clinking of coffee cups and cutlery. The waitress, Emily, had been working there for years. She wasn't rich. She didn't come from privilege, and every day she hustled to make ends meet. Her uniform was simple, her apron worn at the edges, and she moved around the cafe with a quiet determination, smiling at customers even when her feet ached. She loved her job in a strange way because it gave her small joys, the laughter of children, the warmth of regulars who always asked for her, and the little moments where kindness met kindness. On that rainy evening, the cafe door opened, letting in a gust of wind and a man who immediately drew attention. He wasn't just any man, he carried an aura of elegance and sophistication, the kind that seemed effortless, well-dressed, impeccably groomed, and with a quiet confidence that only someone used to power could have. This man was Jonathan Hargrave, a billionaire known worldwide for his business empire, philanthropy, and mysterious personal life. Yet, tonight, he wasn't here for business. He was here because he needed a quiet corner, away from the flashing cameras, away from the demands of the world. Emily approached his table with her usual smile, ready to take his order. There was something in the air that made the evening feel different, though neither of them knew it yet. She greeted him politely, asked what he would like to drink, and he responded with a calm, warm voice, ordering a cup of black coffee. She nodded and went to prepare it, but something about his demeanor caught her attention. He seemed thoughtful, almost lost in memories, and she felt a strange pull, a curiosity she couldn't quite explain, as she carried the steaming cup to his table. Her eyes caught a glint of something hanging from his neck. It was a locket, gold and slightly worn, but with an intricate design. Something about it stopped her in her tracks. She hadn't realized at first, but her fingers twitched, her breath hitched slightly, and a memory surged through her mind. She had seen this locket before, years ago, when she was a little girl. It belonged to her mother, a woman she had lost when she was very young. Her mother had vanished under mysterious circumstances, leaving only memories and this locket behind. Emily's hand trembled slightly as she placed the coffee on the table. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. The locket hanging around this stranger's neck was the same one her mother had worn. She had never thought she would see it again, not in a million years, and certainly not around the neck of a man who seemed so far removed from her life. Her mind raced, her heart pounded, and she struggled to find her voice. "Excuse me, sir," she said, her voice quivering. Jonathan looked up, startled by the intensity in her eyes. That locket belongs to my mother," she whispered, barely able to breathe. Jonathan's brow furrowed in confusion. "I don't understand," he said, setting down his cup. It's been in my family for years." "Why do you say that?" Emily's hand shook as she reached out, pointing to the locket. "I know it sounds impossible, but I know this locket. My mother had it. She disappeared when I was very young. I never thought I'd see it again. And now, it's here, with you." Her voice broke as memories of her mother flooded back. Her laughter, her gentle hands, the stories she used to tell, and the pain of losing her. Jonathan's eyes softened, a deep emotion flickering across his face. He lifted the locket, turning it over in his hands. Inside, there was a tiny photograph, a picture of a young woman with warm eyes and a smile that could light up a room. Jonathan's hands began to shake as recognition dawned. "Emily, is it really you?" he asked, his voice thick with emotion. Emily blinked, confused. "I'm sorry, I'm Emily. You don't know me." Jonathan's tears started to fall, unrestrained, and he reached out, taking her hands in his. "No, Emily, I think it's you. I think you're my daughter." Emily froze. Her heart skipped a beat, her mind struggling to process what she was hearing. The man in front of her, the billionaire, the stranger, was telling her something that felt impossible, yet it resonated with every fiber of her being. He explained that years ago, he had been married, deeply in love with a woman who shared everything with him, his dreams, his hopes, his life. But one day, she disappeared mysteriously, leaving behind only a locket and a promise she would always watch over their daughter. Jonathan had searched for her endlessly, hiring investigators, going through countless leads, and never giving up hope that she would be found. But life had its cruel ways, and the trail had gone cold. Until now. Emily could barely speak. Tears streamed down her face as she tried to absorb the reality of what was happening. The locket that had haunted her dreams, the one tangible connection to the mother she had lost, was the bridge to the father she had never met. Jonathan pulled out his phone and showed her old photographs, pictures of her as a baby with her mother, letters he had written, and even a birth certificate that proved without a doubt that Emily was his daughter. The cafe around them faded into a blur. Time seemed to stand still. For the first time in her life, Emily felt complete, her heart full of a joy so overwhelming it brought both laughter and tears. She remembered all the nights she had spent crying, wondering what had happened to her mother, and now, in a twist of fate, She had found her father, a man who had loved her from afar, who had searched for her relentlessly, and who had never given up hope. Jonathan couldn't stop crying. He held Emily close, the weight of years of longing and pain lifting from his shoulders in that moment. He whispered apologies for the years lost, for the moments he had missed, for the milestones she had experienced without him. Emily, in turn, shared her own stories, her struggles, her triumphs, her dreams, and for the first time, they both realized that despite the pain and separation, they had found each other again. The other patrons in the cafe watched quietly, sensing the intensity of the moment but not intruding. Some had tears in their eyes. Others whispered softly to their companions, moved by the sheer emotional power of the scene unfolding before them. It wasn't just a reunion. It was a reminder that life is unpredictable, that love transcends time and distance, and that sometimes, the universe conspires in mysterious ways to bring people together when they least expect it. Jonathan and Emily spent hours in that cafe, talking, laughing, and crying. They shared stories of the past, of the woman who had been Emily's mother, of the life she had lived, and of the dreams she had for her daughter. Jonathan revealed that he had amassed his wealth, not out of greed, but to ensure that one day, if fate allowed, he could provide for the family he had lost. Emily listened, her heart swelling with a mixture of admiration and disbelief. The man before her, once a stranger, was now her father, a man who had endured pain, loss, and longing, and yet had never given up on hope. As the evening turned to night, Jonathan made a decision. He wanted Emily to be a part of his life fully, not just as a newfound connection, but as family. He offered to take her home, to introduce her to a world she had never known, and to provide her with opportunities she had only dreamed of. Emily hesitated, overwhelmed by the sudden change, but she also felt a sense of trust, a bond that was unbreakable. She knew that this was the start of something extraordinary, a journey of healing, love, and rediscovery. In the weeks that followed, Emily's life transformed in ways she had never imagined. She was no longer just a waitress at a small cafe. She became a cherished member of a family that had been searching for her all her life. She learned about her mother's past, her father's struggles, and the legacy they had built together. She traveled, studied, and explored the world, but she never forgot where she came from. The cafe, the small community, and the life she had known remained close to her heart. Jonathan, for his part, found solace in finally having his daughter by his side. The pain of the past remained, but it was softened by the joy of reunion. He poured his love and attention into Emily, ensuring that she knew she was valued, cherished, and above all, loved unconditionally. Their bond grew stronger each day, built on shared experiences, understanding, and the unbreakable connection of family. The story of Emily and Jonathan soon spread beyond the cafe. It became a tale of hope, of miracles, and of the incredible ways life can surprise us. People were inspired by the idea that even in the darkest times, love and fate can intervene, bringing together those who are meant to be. It reminded everyone that no matter how impossible things may seem, sometimes all it takes is a single moment, a glance, a memory, a locket to change everything. Emily never imagined that a simple evening at work, serving coffee and pastries, would lead to finding her father and discovering the truth about her past. Jonathan never imagined that his relentless search, fueled by love and hope, would culminate in this miraculous reunion. And yet, life had its own plans, showing them that the universe has a way of correcting itself, of bringing people back together, and of ensuring that love, in its purest form, always finds a way. In the end, Emily and Jonathan taught all of us a valuable lesson. They showed that no matter how far apart we may be, no matter how lost or hopeless the situation may seem, there is always a chance for reunion, for healing, and for rediscovery. The locket that had seemed like a simple piece of jewelry was, in truth, a symbol of connection, of hope, and of the enduring power of love. So, the next time you see something that reminds you of a lost loved one, or a small detail triggers a memory, remember Emily and Jonathan. Remember that miracles can happen, that life can surprise us in unimaginable ways, and that love, true unyielding love, never truly fades. It waits, sometimes for decades, to bring people together when the time is right. And that, my friends, is the story of a poor waitress, a billionaire, and a locket that changed everything. It's a story of loss, hope, and the incredible power of family. It's a reminder that even in a world that can seem harsh and unforgiving, there are moments of magic, of destiny, and of love that can heal even the deepest wounds. Thank you for watching and being part of this incredible journey. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us of the beauty in the world. Remember, life is full of surprises, and sometimes, the smallest moments can lead to the greatest miracles. Stay kind, stay hopeful, and never forget that love has a way of finding us when we need it most.